Hello, I am Flash Isaac, and today I shall be taking you through elements and their valencies. Elements and their valency. Elements and their valencies. Not compounds. Not compounds. Compounds do not have valency. In fact, the valency of a compound is equals 0. It is only the elements that make up a compound that have valency. This is why if you are calculating oxidation number of a compound, you equate it to 0. If you don't understand, feel free to check out my video on oxidation and reduction and oxidation numbers. Radicals have valencies. They are a group of atoms that possess a common charge. You cannot call them compound because they have a common charge to them, so they are referred to as radicals. What is valency? Valency is simply the combining power of an element. Combining power. It means the power of an element to combine. Valency is also referred to as oxidation number. What is the power of an element to combine? It is simply how many electrons it can give out or how many electrons it can receive. That is the valency. Now, looking at an element, sodium. Sodium is the 11th element in the periodic table. Remember, periodic table is the arrangement of elements according to their atomic number, not atomic mass. If sodium is the number 11th element and you are arranging them electronic configuration, the K shell carries maximum of 2 electrons. 1, 2. This one is filled up. Remember, the maximum number of electrons in the shell is 2n squared. So K shell is the first shell, n is 1, so it carries a maximum of 2. When n is 2, you see 2 times 4 is 8. This second one can carry maximum of 8 to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This is hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon. Sodium is number 11. So this is K shell, this is L shell, and this is M shell. What do you notice? The first shell is filled up. The second shell is filled up, which means sodium has 2 filled shells. In the third one, we have just 1 electron in the atomose shell. And sodium can give out 1 electron. And when it gives out 1 electron, it becomes an ion. When an atom receives or gives out electron, it becomes an ion. So the maximum sodium can give out is 1 to become positively charged, which means to form sodium ion. Therefore, the valency of sodium is 1, since it has 1 electron in the atomose shell and it can give out that 1. How about chlorine? Chlorine has atomic number 17, which means 2 filled up the K shell, 8 fills up here to give you 10. Then here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, meaning it is remaining 1 to complete. Chlorine cannot give out electrons because it is hard for you to give out 7 when you need just 1. It is easier to meet sodium. Sodium alpha, since you can readily give out 1 electron, so just give me 1. Let's align. So chlorine will accept, sodium will give. The ones that have less electrons will give out. That's why metals are electron donors and they form positive ion. They readily lose electrons. Group 1, group 2, 3. Valency of the first 30 elements. If you didn't know, you probably stopped at the first 20 elements. Here are the first 30 elements. We have hydrogen, helium, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, neon, sodium, magnesium, aluminium, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, argon, potassium, and calcium, scandium, titanium, vanadium, chromium, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, and zinc. So this represents the atomic number, while in front of them you see the valencies. If you notice something, this manganese has a valency of 7, 4, and 2. Iron has a valency of 2 and 3. Vanadium has a valency of 5 and 4. And cobalt has a valency of 3 and 2. This implies that they have variable valencies or variable oxidation state. They are transition meters. The properties of transition meters are variable oxidation number, variable valencies, colored ion, they form complex ions. These are transition meters. So the valency of hydrogen is 1, helium 0, lithium 1, beryllium 2, boron 3, carbon 4, nitrogen 3, oxygen 2, fluorine 1, neon 0, sodium 1, manganese 2, aluminum 3, silicon 4, phosphorus 3, sulfur 2, chlorine 1, argon 0, potassium 1, calcium 2, scandium 3, titanium 4, chromium 2, nickel 2, zinc 2. Iron is also a transition element. It has variable valency. You notice something? The ones with the valency of 0, they've completed their configuration. They have 0 electrons in their atomic shell. This is why they have a valency of 0. Now let's look at radical. What is radical? Radical is simply a group of atoms that possess a common charge. Group of atoms that possess a common charge. If I give you something like this, let's say SO2, for example, or SO3, 2 minus. If I give you something like this, you see that this atom, it possesses a common charge. So this charge is for everything here, not for just one element. They are radicals. So the oxidation number here is -2. But when it comes to valency, we simply put 2. You don't put plus or minus. And chlorine, normally, the oxidation number of chlorine is -1. The oxidation number of oxygen is -2. Calcium is +2. But in valency, you ignore those signs. Is that okay? So let's see radicals. Taking at these radicals, the law of oxidation state or oxidation number states that the oxidation number of a radical or of radicals is the charge of the radical, which means for ammonium, the oxidation number is +1. For nitrate, it's -1. For nitrite, oxidation number is -1. For bisulfate, oxidation number is -1, or oxidation state is -1. For bicarbonate, the oxidation state is -1. For hydroxide, oxidation state is -1. For sulfate, oxidation state is -2. For sulfite, oxidation state is -2. For carbonate, oxidation state is -2. For dichromate, oxidation state is -2, which is 2 minus 1 simply means minus means 1 minus. For ammonium, the valency is 1. Nitrate, valency 1. Nitrite 1. Bisulfate 1. Bicarbonate 1. Hydroxide 1. Sulfate 2. Sulfite 2. Carbonate 2. And dichromate 2. We don't include positive or negative sign when it comes to valency. So that is it for these valencies. How about you are asked to solve problems under valencies? They are the simplest problems you can come across. For example, if I give you elements A with valency A and another element B with valency small b, if these elements combine to form a compound AB, this is what will happen. The valency of A will go to B. The valency of B will go to A. Therefore, if the valency of A is 2 and the valency of B is 3, after they combine, the valency of A, which is 2, will go to this B. The valency of B, which is 3, will come to this A. That is simply the principle. Two elements, P and Q, with atomic number 11 and 8 respectively, combine chemically to form the compound PsQy. The respective values of S and Y are dashed. Respective simply means based on how they come. 11 and 8 respectively means element P has atomic number of 11. Element Q has atomic number of 8. Now, after they combine, they form PS and QY. In this case, S will be the valency of Q and Y will be the valency of P. Because after combination, there is transfer, exchange of valency. This one gives valency to this valency to that. But look at it. In this question, we are not given valency. of any of the elements, which implies that we have to calculate the valency. This element P has atomic number of what? 11. And like I explained in the introduction, atomic number 11 simply speaks of sodium. And sodium has 1 electron in the outermost shell. So the valency of sodium is 1. Or like I explained in the valency of the first 30 elements. This is Q. Element Q has atomic number of 8, which means the first shell is filled. The second shell will have 6 electrons in the outermost shell, which is 2, 6. This one is 2, 8, 1. An element with 6 electrons in the outermost shell will not give out the 6. Instead, it will accept 2. So the valency of this guy is to be 2. 2. This one is 1. So valency of 1, valency of 2. That is the combining power. Group 1 elements, we have valency of 1. Group 2, we have valency of 2. 3, we have valency of 3. 4, yes, we have valency of 4. Carbon is tetravalent, so carbon has a valency of 4, and so on. Group 7, we have valency of 1. Although they are steps supposed to be -1 if you are talking about the oxidation state. But in valency, just put the number. I think I've emphasized that enough. Just put, if they ask you for valency and you put the one with plus or minus in an exam, you failed it. So the valency of P is 1, the valency of Q is 2. S here will simply be the valency of Q since there is exchange of valency. So that is 2. Y here will be the valency of P, which is 1. The compound form will simply be P2Q1 or P2Q simply. So that is it. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you now understand valency of elements. If yes, and if you found this class helpful, why not subscribe to this channel for more amazing videos? Thank you for watching. I am Flash Isaac.